To start disassembling the KYPLUS coupler, you'll need a 14mm ring spanner and a 3mm Allen key to undo the grub screw in the centre of the inlet. This is a check valve. Underneath this is a ball bearing and a spring. So while removing the grub screw, please be aware of the ball bearing and spring underneath. This spring is tapered, with the large end of the taper going into the KYPLUS coupler, with the ball bearing sitting on top of the narrow end. This will be important when reinstalling. Now, using a 4mm Allen key, place this in a vise. Place the KY coupler onto the 4mm, as well as using the 14mm ring spanner, and undo in a clockwise direction. Now you can release the inlet. Under this is a spring. Remove the spring. Remove the handle. This will expose 8 ball bearings. Remove these carefully. If needed, you can slide the inner sleeve out. Just be careful the ball bearings don't dislodge quickly, because you may lose them. There should be 8 ball bearings. Put them to the side. Now the jaws can come out. 3 jaws. Take note that on the bottom of the jaws you will find 2 90-degree notches. This will be important when reinstalling the jaws later on. Now we need to remove a small circlip. Be careful not to lose this clip. Once removed, slide the inner sleeve up to expose 4 more bearings. At this time you can remove the seal carrier and the seal. Remove the 4 ball bearings. At this stage there is a washer and a spring inside as well. They may come out as well at the same time. That's okay, just put them to the side. Now that we've removed the spring, we have an O-ring on the inner sleeve. Once removed, that's all. Now reassembling, make sure all the parts are clean, especially the grooves where the ball bearings are going to sit, and also the groove for the O-ring. Now to reassemble, install the O-ring. Going to apply a small amount of grease to this O-ring. and to the holes where the 4 ball bearings came from. Insert the spring any way up for this one and the washer, making sure the washer sits flat on top of the spring. Now the seal carrier and the seal. Note the 2 ridges in the seal carrier. This is the end which you will insert the new seal. And also the carrier. Put these in. Make sure it's free to move. Now just slide up the sleeve and install the 4 bearings you took out earlier. The grease we put on helps hold these ball bearings in place. While we assemble this part. And once these ball bearings are in place, we need to now push the seal carrier in while sliding down the bearing carrier. This will help lock it in place. If it pops up, it's not locked in. You need to do it again. Now install the Circlip. Once again, checking that it has free movement. This is important. Now with the jaws, with our 2 little 90-degree notches, when we place it back on the inner sleeves, they must go onto the ledge. You can use grease to hold these in place, but all 3 nice and neatly around. And now we can slide in the outer sleeve, making sure it's clean. Slide all the way down and check that the jaws are nicely aligned in the top. Applying more grease now to help hold the 8 bearings we took out earlier in their position. Now that we have all 8 bearings installed, we can place on the T-handle, spring, check the surface and install the inlet nut. Placing our 14mm ring spanner back onto the nut and onto the 4mm Allen key, we will tighten this anti-clockwise. Now we will install the check valve, noting the orientation of the spring, large diameter into the hole, with the ball bearing resting on the small diameter. Install the grub screw. Now tighten the grub screw. Now check the operation. You should be able to pull and release. Pull and release. And you're done.